last week about the dangers of sugar, how really bad it's for us. And I wanted people to know that there is an alternative. High fructose corn syrup, since it was introduced in the 70s, there's been a huge rise of obesity. Uh, in fact, obesity has tripled. And that's the one thing that took place there that a lot of people are attributing the obesity rate being so bad. And more people have come down with diabetes and stuff. So it's really, um, you know, a real problem out there. But anyway, there are some things that they have come out with that are really, really good. And one thing that I found, and this is me personally, are what called konjac noodles, Konjac, or shiitake noodles, they call them in some places. But it's made from the konjac root, which is an Asian herb that grows in Asia. It's also known as glucomannan. That's Glucom as in man, Annan. And there was a company that started Miracle Noodles. It started making this herb into the shape of noodles. And they're essentially 97% water and 3% soluble fiber. They're soy-free, gluten-free, cholesterol-free, non-GMO ingredients. And they have different kind of pasta shapes. I usually, when I get their brand, I usually only get the angel hair because it's because of this consistency and texture. I like the thinner noodles. When I found this product 3 or 4 years ago, I just started, putting it into my diet. When somebody else would have spaghetti, I would have their noodles. And then I went to my doctor, and they did my my blood sugar had dropped significantly, and my cholesterol had dropped significantly. So there is the Miracle Noodle, which I don't have a picture of. And then there is also Trim Healthy Mama. And I know a lot of people have heard about Trim Healthy Mama. And they also make a version of the konjac noodles. And it comes in a package like this. Now, since they came out with this, I kind of personally, and I kind of hate to say this because Miracle Noodles is really good, but I like their brand better just personally because they add oat fiber to it, and it makes it not as chewy. I like the consistency and the texture of this one better, but it's just whatever, suits your texture. Okay. And then there's also something you can add, PGX Daily. These are PGX Daily. Yes, that's very good, Mark. Thank you. This is PGX Daily. It's a granulated konjac noodle that you add to water and you can drink it. So when I'm on the go and I can't take the noodles out, a lot of times I'll have these in my purse, and before I'll eat, I'll put them in water and drink it. That's another thing. And I'm doing this to lower my blood sugar, lower my cholesterol. All right. Then Miracle Noodles also they have come out in the last, year and a half or so, or maybe been before that, of these. This is one thing. It's called Smart Buns. And they're buns, like sometimes you just get tired of doing without bread, okay? These are buns. I got sesame seeds on them. If you don't want the sesame seeds, you can tell them you don't want the sesame seeds. But they're 72 calories, gluten-free, non-GMO, 10 grams of protein per bun, and 12 grams of fiber. And they have it says 0 carbs. That's right. See there? 0 carbs. 0 carbs. When I really want like a sandwich or something, then I'll use this. They also have a thing called smart cakes. They're little smart cakes, gluten-free. They have them in lemon and vanilla latte, chocolate, and cinnamon. And I use these as like a little dessert, or like in the morning, if I don't have time to eat or something, then I'll grab one of these. Now they are small. They come two in a package, and they're about that big around and about that tall. And I'll eat both of them in the package if I'm eating them for breakfast when I'm running on the go. But the thing of it is, like if I want a little something sweet, I'll take like one of the vanilla ones and crumble it up in a bowl. And then I'll either put some two or three chopped strawberries on top of it, and then put whipping cream. And I don't buy the whipping cream or the Cool Whip. I whip my own cream with the, the extra whipping cream, the real stuff you get. And then another thing, this is really cool. I found this out from Trim Healthy Mama. I'll take some cream, some of that heavy whipping cream, and put maybe a little less than maybe a fourth of a cup in a jar, and add some chocolate to it, the non-alkalized cocoa powder, and a little of the of their gentle sweet. It's called gentle sweet sweetener. And then I'll put the top on the lid, and I'll sit there and shake it and shake it and shake it, and it makes a chocolate whipping cream. It makes a chocolate whipped cream. So I'll put it on top of one of those little cakes. It's actually kind of, they use it as in Trim Healthy Mama, they use it as a chocolate icing. So it gives you a chance to have that. And I didn't put the gentle sweet. I wanted to say something about that. There is a sweetener that you use for them, and I use personally, this is all my personal thing, okay? I use their gentle sweet, and it's a non-GMO xylitol, a non-GMO erythritol, and an organic stevia extract powder that's all mixed together. And that's what I use as my sweetener, and it doesn't raise my blood sugar, but it gives me that, it does sweeten things. And, I would say this too, the Trim Healthy Mama cookbook that they have. Now, Trim Healthy Mama, I think their premise is you don't eat fats and you don't eat carbs together. But the Trim Healthy Mama cookbook is got some really good things in there. And, I don't know if y'all noticed it, but have you noticed where they've had a lot of cauliflower, riced cauliflower, and pizza crust cauliflower made out of cauliflower now? Well, that all came from Trim Healthy Mama. They have a recipe that you can make pizza crust with cauliflower and mozzarella cheese that they have. And I think you can just go to their website and even just get that one. They used to have it out there just on their website, but it's in their cookbook. And you make that, and I made it, and our son lives with us, and of course I just gave him, I didn't say anything, I just gave it out to him. Later on I asked him, I said, well, how'd you like that pizza? He said, oh, it was good. And I said, well, what'd you think of the cauliflower crust? And he's like, what do you mean the cauliflower crust? He didn't even notice the difference. So there are things out there that they even have candies and cakes you can make. You just you have to do what's right for your body. Okay. So there's a lot of things, a lot of really good recipes that I've gotten from them, and helps keep that blood sugar under control so that I don't have to, I'll tell you what, insulin will cause you to gain weight when you get on it a lot of times. And, if we can get these things under control and kind of check out of, get out of the food systems that causes us to eat all this sugar, and go to the alternatives. And I'm not talking about the stuff that's bad for us. I'm talking about like the stevia and the natural plant things. Monk fruit is another one that they use a lot in their recipe. I think they put monk fruit in one of the smart cakes, I believe. But that's another sweetener. So we're learning as we go along, these things. And I just wanted to put that out there that, we know we're learning the dangers of sugar. And then for those of us that have sugar problems, these are very, very helpful. These PGX dailies and the noodles, the Trim Healthy. In fact, they have a Trim Healthy Mama rice, and I had that last night. We have our cousins here, and we had red beans and rice last night, and I had red beans over Trim Healthy Mama rice that they have. So there's a lot of things out there.
2 real quick questions. Number 1, the konjac noodles that you were talking about before, do they taste good? And secondly, how expensive is this stuff? Just real quick.
The konjac, they don't really have a taste. So whatever you put them in, they pick up that flavor. And like I said, the issue I had with they make it in the linguine and the fettuccine and all that. I don't like because they're kind of, I hate to use the word, but they're a little bit rubbery. These are not, the Trim Healthy Mama are not like that. There's a difference, but both of them are good products. The Smart Cakes, I think they're expensive, but when I'm looking around and everybody around me is having strawberry shortcake that I can't have, then I'll spend that little extra money to have that on hand to keep me from giving into the temptation of the flesh to eat that strawberry shortcake.
Right.
I can have this as a substitute. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And it's way, I was thinking about it. I said, it's way cheaper than having to go on the meds and stuff that they have for diabetes, because that stuff is expensive. So, it helps. It's just some helps I put out there, and
sounds good. Well, thank you, Sherry. Hey, thank you, Mark, for getting the website up there.
You bet. I'll skip 3 meals just to have strawberry shortcake.
Yum. Yeah, I love strawberry shortcake. So
that's what I do. I use that little vanilla one. I crumble it up and then put the fresh cut strawberries on. Oh, and I put I use the Gentle Sweet and then the real whipping cream. You buy that Cool Whip and stuff, and that ain't good for you. I just get the whipping cream, and you can just shake it in a jar like this. We used to make butter that way. When we had goat's milk in a jar, we'd shake it till the butter came to the top.
Very cool. Well, thank you, Sherry, for that health segment.
We are richly blessed to bring you what we believe is the fullest, most diverse, yet up-to-date progressive teachings, discussion, and prayer programming you can find anywhere on this planet. Be sure to take the tour of the MessianicLambRadio.com website. I'm Susan Hoogie, thanking you for joining us on the Messianic Lamb Video Network.